In our world where cold hard cash is king, in our reality, cruelty reigns. We call ourselves humanity, as though we are something more than mediocre meat bags. Our laws mean we make rules that are meant to be broken. One man judges reality as a mere starting place for negotiations. He's a lawyer, a wise fool who embraces his own infallibility. Beyond unreasonable doubt, and Verboten Productions present Laying Down the Law with Billy DeClercq, your host. That's me.
Welcome to Laying Down the Law, a law and comedy podcast where we combine the lessons lawyers learn with the imagination of an improv show. You're going to hear a real legal case from law school, and then it'll be followed by a made-up and completely improvised comedy. After that, we'll get real and find out what our guests are really like. Before we begin today's episode, I'd like to introduce my returning guest host. Is this your fifth time? Fourth time on the show. She's an actor, a podcaster, an improviser, a graduate of the Upright Citizens Brigade Training Center, host of 2 hit podcasts, Super Squirrel Conversations and The Guide for Clueless Rich People. Well, welcome back to the podcast, our 4th time guest host, Cathy Eller.
Thank you, Billy. Hi.
All right. And Cathy was kind enough to invite one of her improv teachers from the Upright Citizens Brigade, UCB, here in LA. He is an actor, writer, director, improviser, a coach, teacher. He is he trained at the Upright Citizens Brigade, originally in New York and then in LA. He's produced 4 or 5 of his own podcasts, including I Will Write Your Book, Screw It, We're Just Going to Talk About Comics, Screw It, We're Just Going to Talk About the Beatles, the Emergency Podcast, and the retired podcast, Don't Get Me Started, which is now finished. He's been featured on the podcast Comedy Bang Bang, Improv for Humans, and Hollywood Handbook. He's a star of stage and screen. He's been seen on Brooklyn 99, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, Broad City, Inside Amy Schumer, Conan O'Brien, and many others. He is the author of 2 books, Pirate Robot Ninja with Billy Merrick, and How to Become the Greatest Improviser on Earth, both of which I own, both of which I enjoy. The very talented Mr. Will Hines.
Hello. Thank you. Hi. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining me. It's a pretty exciting day. And so
huge.
We are going to jump in, and I am going to read you a case from 1863 England.
Okay. I have to say, I do remember that pirate thing. I had to do that in his class.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
Pirate Robot Ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Billy. It's Billy Merritt, and it's his it's like his kind of theory or thing that he's done for years and years and years, and I wanted it to be a book, so I helped him write the book.
That's so cool. Yeah, I always want to be like a robot, to just come up with the facts and just know, but I'm not a robot.
Well, for people who don't know about improv because they're just lawyers looking for a little joy in their life, Will, can you kind of explain what the pirate robot ninja idea is?
Yes, it's pretty easy. So improv is like acting and coming up on your feet it's acting without a script. So you're performing and having to come up with what you say as you go. And so the pirate robot ninja theory posits that everybody is either a pirate or a robot or a ninja in terms of how they play. And the pirate are the impulsive, creative, a bit reckless, headstrong, but fun performers. And the robots are the thinky, analytical, rule-following, but maybe a bit more orderly improvisers. And then we sort of forced ninja in there to be what you are when you can do either mode and you can transform from one to the other. So ninja is like the final form. And the book is about that.
Yeah, and I'm 100% a pirate. So
right.
much so.
Seems like it.
Yeah, so much so we have to plan my podcast recording days so that nobody else in the entire house or neighborhood is doing anything, because there tends to be a lot of shouting and a lot of noise coming out of
You
my
seem
mouth.
like a real reckless, seat of your pants kind of madman.
Yeah, that's pretty much, and
Yeah.
it's typecast for lawyering,
Most lawyers I meet, the first thing I think is, man, they are out of control. Look at them go. Wow.
That's what I think.
They're bouncing off the walls. Somebody rein this
Crazy.
guy in.
Exactly. Right. Well, the case is called Byrne versus Boadle. It's from the Court of Exchequer, which I don't know what that means, but it's it's one of the courts of England.
A treasury, maybe?
Could be. That's probably right.
England.
In jolly old England.
Mhm.
I don't think I'm going to try to read the whole thing in an English accent because it's terrible. But I'll read it in an elevated kind of way. At the trial before the learned assessor of the Court of Passage at Liverpool, the evidence adduced on the part of the plaintiff was as follows. A witness named Critchley said, on the 18th July, I was on Scotland Road on the right side going north, and defendant's shop is on that side. When I was opposite his shop, a barrel of flour fell from a window above in defendant's house and shop.
Wow.
Yeah, and knocked plaintiff down.
So wait, it's like, well, is B versus B because of a barrel?
Yeah, Byrne versus Boadle. I assume Byrne is usually, the plaintiff is first, usually.
Right.
So Byrne's the plaintiff and Boadle, the barrel owner, is
my
the
God.
defendant. Critchley is somebody else. He was a witness. And he was on the
Ugh.
18th of July. So he
A
saw,
whole flower.
he saw
Barrel.
flour.
Wow.
So what's important about this is they saw the flour fall out, but they don't know how it fell out of the window.
It's so weird. Usually flowers in sacks. Sacks? Yeah.
Yeah, sacks of flour.
Sacks of flour. It's so weird I guess it's olden days.
Yeah.
So a barrel of flour falls out of the second story and knocks this guy down.
Jesus.
All right. So Critchley continues. He was carried into an adjoining shop. A horse and cart came opposite the defendant's door. Barrels of flour were in the cart. I do not think the barrel was being lowered by a rope. I cannot say. I did not see the barrel until it struck the plaintiff. It was not swinging when it struck the plaintiff. It struck him on the shoulder and knocked him toward the shop.
I'm getting the hint that whether it was on a rope is going to be a big factor of contention as we go on.
The rope is, yeah, that's key.
Yeah,
That's
there's
really,
a lot of rope foreshadowing.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It struck him on the shoulder and knocked him toward the shop. No one called out until after the accident.
So wait.
Yeah.
So he saw it, but he didn't say, yo, buddy, move. He just was silent.
He
was
said he
watching
didn't
it.
see it until the barrel hit him.
Oh, until he hit him. And then no one else saw it too.
Yeah, my guess is that, in 1863, when this happened, it was standard practice to lower a barrel by a rope outside the second story window onto the ground below, which is how you avoid, hitting people with barrels of flour. And so, yeah, saying I didn't see anybody lowering anything. I didn't see anything happen. All I saw was the barrel hit this guy and he was knocked down. I don't know how it happened.
Oh, wow.
So this case, just tell you, is a foreshadowing or a case about what do you do when you don't know how something happened when someone got hurt.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So we don't know exactly how he got hurt, but we know that it was a barrel of flour and it was outside the defendant's shop. The plaintiff said, on approaching Scotland Place and defendant's shop, I lost all recollection. I felt no blow. I saw nothing to warn me of danger. I was taken home in a cab. I was helpless for a fortnight. He then
2
described...
weeks. That's 2 weeks, right?
2 weeks, that's right, yeah. He then described his sufferings, which we don't get into in this case because it's not really important.
Yeah, who cares?
Right.
Who cares about his life after this?
We're
That's his
lawyers.
problem.
We don't care about people's feelings. It's about liability. Liability. Yeah. So I saw the path clear. I did not see any cart outside defendant's shop. Another witness said, I saw a barrel falling. I don't know how, but from defendants. The only other witness was a surgeon who described the injury which the plaintiff had received. It was admitted that the defendant was a dealer in flour.
Ah.
It was submitted on the part of the defendant that there was no evidence of negligence for the jury. Meaning nobody knows how this barrel of flour fell out. Nobody
That's
knows
crazy.
if the defendant did anything wrong. There's nobody. All they saw was the flour fell, it hit the guy,
Now,
and he was hurt.
now was this flour like company, like did it hire most of the people of the village? Like, is he like a don of the village? Like no one wants to say anything, or
Nobody wants to mess with big flour
Yeah.
in this town.
yeah, is it a big flour?
He's a pretty powerful guy. He had paid off all the witnesses. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody would admit anything, and the defendant certainly wouldn't admit, what happened. He just did, all he admitted was, yes, I'm a dealer in flour.
Like, I'm sorry, but they had nothing else to do than people watch. I don't believe that no one saw anything. I think that this guy owned the town. That's what I think.
He's a powerful magnet.
Yeah.
But the guy who got hit?
No, that Boadle,
No,
the flour
Oh,
dealer.
they're all protecting the store.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It is kind of strange that there's like 4 witnesses and they
Yeah.
were all like just looking down at the ground until they happened to look up and catch sight of a barrel hit this guy.
Yeah.
Nobody saw anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Something suspicious.
The learned assessor was of that opinion and non-suited the plaintiff. Non-suit means you basically throw the case out.
Okay.
There's no suit. So you don't get to go to a jury. It's just, there's no case here. Reserving leave for him to move to the Court of Exchequer, which is where we are, to enter the verdict for him with £50 damages, the amount assessed by the jury.
Okay.
So the jury said
$50.
£50.
Oh man.
That's a lot in 1863, I bet.
Oh, that's true.
Pretty serious injuries. Later in the present term, obtained a rule nisi, don't know what that means, NISI, to enter the verdict for the plaintiff on the ground that the misdirection of the learned assessor, that's the judge, in ruling there was no evidence of negligence on the part of the defendant.
That's crazy. A barrel fell. How's that? That's pure negligence.
Nobody saw it happen. Nobody saw
Yeah,
nothing.
but if it's
Well, we saw it hit him from above.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can eliminate it that it got like matter transported by a third party. Like it fell out of the window of this guy's domain. So
yeah,
he either rested it too close to the window and it fell, or he was about to lower that rope and it slipped from his grubby little fingers, or
yeah, or they had like little tiny children working then, and the little kids did it.
yeah,
They were
knocked it
playing
over.
with the barrel. Yeah,
Super aggressive dog, maybe.
yeah,
It could have been a revenge plot of some kind.
yeah,
Backstory between Byrne and Boadle.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
here's what,
they like he slept with his wife or something.
right, and he's like, "Don't next time you walk by my shop."
Go push it.
So Judge Pollock says, "We are of the opinion that the rule must be absolute to enter the verdict for the plaintiff. The learned counsel was quite right in saying there are many accidents from which no presumption of negligence can arise. But I think it would be wrong to lay down as a rule that in no case can the presumption of negligence arise from the fact of the accident. Suppose in this case, the barrel had rolled out from the warehouse and fallen on the plaintiff. How could he possibly ascertain from what cause it occurred? It is the duty of persons who keep barrels in warehouse to take care that they do not roll out. And I think that such a case would, beyond all doubt, afford prima facie evidence of negligence."
Primo, what is that?
Prima facie means the basic case, or it means literally on its face.
Oh,
The basic case of negligence is if a barrel of flour falls out of a second-story window, somebody did something wrong.
yeah.
Yeah.
A
This
side-
case would establish that if they rule for the plaintiff.
Yes, and they're
So, like,
saying
there will be ramifications if we say the plaintiff is responsible. This is going to change everything, and in cases where there's no evidence, this case will allow people to automatically just blame the plaintiff with no proof.
right,
I got it.
the defendant, and so
So they're saying this is a bigger case than just this. So think about that.
Right.
and then,
So think about
Real big guilt trip.
Because like it would affect a wine factory. If a wine barrel fell on something, they'll be like, hey, guess what?
Yeah.
Boom. Okay, I get it.
Or there's like a slug merchant who puts all his slugs in barrels, and like he's on all second-story businessmen will be affected by this.
The slug barrels.
Exactly. So a barrel could not roll out of a warehouse without some negligence. And to say that a plaintiff who is injured by it must call witnesses from the warehouse to prove negligence seems to me preposterous.
It does.
So if in the building or repairing of a house or putting pots in chimneys or a person passing along the road is injured by something falling upon him, I think the accident alone would be prima facie evidence of negligence.
Right.
Of it, or if an article calculated to cause damage is put in the wrong place and does mischief, like a stick of dynamite or something, right? I think those whose duty it was to put it in the right place are prima facie responsible.
Yeah.
And if there is any state of facts to rebut the presumption of negligence, they must prove them.
Yeah.
Right. The burden of proof is on the warehouse owner to prove they were not negligent.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Exactly.
Yeah. If there's lack of proof, the fact that somebody got hurt means you're fucked, warehouse owner.
Yeah.
It's why after this year there was no more warehouses in England. Everything moved to the first floor. The real estate for first floor warehouses went way up after this.
Way up.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You can't let anything fall.
But I still can't believe that they're like, we don't want to let anything fall, not because we're worried about what will happen to somebody, but whether we have to pay.
That's right.
I just can't get over that. Like, why wouldn't you care if he's brain
Cathy,
damaged?
you know, with these barrel owners, what he's had to go through to build his barrel empire, and now some schmuck is walking too close to the front door underneath his shop, and he's got to throw it all away. He slaved to corner the barrel market in this town, and now he's going to throw it away because some guy couldn't be bothered just to look up when he's walking. Someone's got to be on the side of the capitalists.
No, this is my fourth time on, and I think that everyone is just drunk, and it's all about revenge. That's what I always think. Every case is like revenge. Someone's sleeping with somebody, and they're all drunk.
Yeah, I'm a big board game fan, and board games is like you learn the rules, you play the board game. And in my experience, every board game I've ever played, 50% of the time is arguing about the rules. Like, how do the rules apply in this case? And am I allowed to use my free turn to get another free turn? Can I transfer this token to somebody else? Am I allowed to? It's all like debating edge cases.
Yeah.
And I actually feel like I'm going to give a conservative estimate of 95% of all human conversation is refereeing whether something wrong was done in cases where it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
Like that is it. Lawyers, but not just lawyers, everybody walking down the street. You eavesdrop in any conversation, like, listen to what my husband did. He did blah, 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 blah. And the person's like, well, why did he do that? It's like, well, that's not a good enough reason. I say your husband is wrong. Like everybody is issuing verdicts on a micro and macro level all day long. By the way, I'm for the barrel guy. I'm for the capitalist. I'm here to defend the 1%.
No, I'm here for that. No, but I know what you mean. You'd be like, you get a text message. Why am I getting a text message at 12 o'clock? Is it because he doesn't want to text me at night and like all that stuff? But I agree with you, Will.
Yeah. But no, people like to adjudicate edge cases.
But I'm for the guy that got hit and it hurt.
Fuck him. He should have looked it up. We don't want a welfare babysitting state.
I'd be, you know what? You know who I am in this scenario? I am that independent flower company that I'm seeing what's going on. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sit in the stands for that one guy because my little barrel company, which would do sacks of flour, not barrels, would care about the fellower. That's what I am. I'm that little independent company down there.
Well,
Hey,
I'm representing big barrels. I'm going further upstream. I'm selling barrels to anybody, whoever wants to put something in them. And
You're
I got to
the
make
London
this.
offices.
Yeah, I'm the London office of Big Barrel.
Kathy, you're sort of like the what is it, like the seventh generation
Yeah.
company version of barrel of flour manufacturers.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like selling gluten-free flour, and people are like, "What is gluten?"
Oh man.
Well, the name of the term of the doctrine, there's actually an oral argument. The judge said, "This seems to me to be a case of res ipsa loquitor,"
Good.
which is Latin for the thing speaks for itself. And so this whole doctrine is started in this case, where if there's no way someone could be liable, it's clear that the control is in the part of the defendant. The defendant has the facts of control, but nobody could get injured if there wasn't negligence. Like,
Yeah,
barrels don't just fall out of windows.
right.
Yeah.
Something went wrong.
Right. And so the defendant has all the ability to come up with the evidence. And they're basically saying, look, defendant, if you weren't negligent and you didn't do anything wrong, then you prove it. And that completely
That's
flips
crazy.
the burden of proof on its head.
Yeah.
Because ordinarily barrels don't fall out of windows.
Yeah.
But
So-
also, ordinarily, the burden of proof is on the accuser.
Right. Ordinarily. And
So the
there-
defendant would have to prove that a wrongdoing was done. But in this case, his injury is the proof.
Right. The thing that happened, the thing speaks for itself. When a barrel falls on someone's head, the thing speaks for itself, that someone
Yeah.
was careless. Or, dynamite blows up where there shouldn't be dynamite, in a
Yeah.
nursery school, then that's probably someone was negligent.
He wasn't on a trampoline, like right next to and trying to hit himself,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Or, he was just waiting underneath that second floor window
Yeah.
all day. Or he somehow
Like-
caused the barrel to
He
fall
didn't
on-
ask for it. He wasn't
No.
like wearing an outfit that would invite people to throw barrels upon him.
Right.
He didn't have a personal history of low morals where he was constantly
Mm-mm.
baiting people into throwing barrels at him. This isn't
Yeah.
one of those.
He had T-shirts printed up to provoke the flour owners.
Oh my goodness.
So the present case upon the evidence comes to this. A man is passing in front of the premises of a dealer in flour, and there it falls down upon him a barrel of flour. I think it is apparent that the barrel was in the custody of the defendant who occupied the premises and who is responsible for the acts of his servants who had control of it. And in my opinion, the fact of its falling is prima facie evidence of negligence. And the plaintiff who was injured by it be not bound to show it could not fall without negligence. But if there are any facts inconsistent with negligence, it is for the defendant to prove them.
Ugh,
Res
crazy.
ipsa loquitur.
Wow.
that's
Harsh.
man.
Rough day for the barrel manufacturers of England. Rough day.
The price of bread went up for everybody after that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine. What are the possible scenarios where this happened and we would not think it's the business owner's fault?
like a tornado, but there's no.
Like an act of God or something.
Yeah.
That is not reasonable for him to defend against.
Yeah.
Right.
I would think so.
Defendant
Or
can't
if he was trespassing like inside and like jumping over the barrels, then and then he
It's-
jumped outside and
It's on
yeah,
him, yeah.
It's on him, but he's
Or
not
if there
trespassing.
had been signs like caution, like
Yeah.
work area, and he ignored those signs and walked, then it would be on the guy who got hit. Or you could argue that it would be.
Yeah.
a
I think
barrel
so.
overhead area.
Mhm.
Or if there had been a rope, if there was evidence of the rope, I think, Will, you pointed
Yeah.
out early that the rope was a key factor. Had there been evidence of the barrel swinging back and forth on a rope being lowered the way they were supposed to do it,
But even that, if it snapped and hit this guy, that's still negligence on their part.
you should use a better rope.
Right. Or better not tying.
Right. I mean, I think,
get-
but yeah,
If like somebody outside of the business, if there was a person on the other side of the business on a trampoline who was bouncing up until they got level with the barrel warehouse, and then when they got that high with a pole vault, pushed the barrel out the window so that it was this person and not anybody involved with the business,
Yeah.
then it's no longer the business's fault. It's this pole vault trampoline guy.
Yeah,
So-
I would think so.
But you'd have to prove evidence of the pole vault trampoline guy to have it not be the warehouse. I don't know. I think the barrel manufacturers are getting fucked on this, and I think frankly that this is why we're having economic problems in America today. Is
Oh
this
my
case?
You can trace it all the way back to this case.
Yeah, just like lawsuit, people walking down streets hoping they get hit on the head with barrels, because boy, oh boy, is that a payday. And now that there's sacks, you're gonna get hurt less because it's not a big hard. So now you get hit with a sack of soft flour. It's cushy and nice. You still get a huge payday. You don't got to prove nothing.
And I think the big barrel company had say in the trains, the mini trains, because every mini train display I see is always a barrel being put down in a train. So
Mini trains. So you mean like little toy trains that go around like Griffith Park and stuff?
like
Model trains?
Model trains, yeah.
Okay,
Every
the
model
real toy
train I
trains.
see.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, every
model
model
trains
train
are kissing the ass of the barrel industry.
They
Big time.
always have that barrel one.
Yeah. If according to model trains, barrels are like the most important product we've ever had. Give me a
Yeah, right
fucking
after
break.
the zoo. They like the
Yeah.
zoo.
But because of this case, barrels have gone out of fashion.
Yeah.
You couldn't. It's not economically feasible. I got to disprove every guy walking down the street. It's not my fault that these schmucks are getting hit on the head with my flour.
Yeah, they didn't even think about the downstream consequences to barrel manufacturers.
Yeah.
It torpedoes it. It's over. It's over.
I know it's a whole.
I
industry
guarantee you that the
wiped out.
judge had money in sacks. I guarantee you. The judge had some sizable investment in the sack industry. And boy, oh boy, did he make out with this.
Oh my goodness.
The sacks with dollar sign.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's,
my
he's,
God.
he's in the container business.
Yeah.
Judge Pollock. I would have thought his money would be in fish. Sorry, that's
Yeah. That's true. And we would not have container stores. We would have barrel stores.
We never would have moved on from barrels. They work great. They
know.
look good. They have a nice scent to them if they're made of cedar.
Yeah.
You can hold liquid or solids in them. They're
Good
nice and round.
tabletop. Yeah.
Good costume props.
Yeah.
If you wear a barrel. But no, now we've become this like sack and plastic, dependent society. We're dependent on foreign sacks. If we could just get back to our native barrel manufacturers, this country would be a lot better off. But nope, Judge Pollock had to make good on his sack money and just torpedo the barrel industry. This is a travesty. This case is a travesty.
Strong
What would the Magna
opinions.
Carta say? What does the Magna Carta say about barrels? I'm going to go all the way back.
But at least Canada has the Niagara Falls, and they believe in barrels.
Yeah, they're
I bet
the only ones
American
holding it
side-
together. Yeah, the American side is no barrels. It's all sacks
Yeah.
and plastic.
I don't know. Yeah, going over Niagara Falls in a sack would be.
Yeah, wouldn't work.
It's a different
Sorry,
experience.
You're
It's
just
a
not
different
liable. If you land on somebody, you're not going to be liable for anything. You can't risk going over in a barrel because if you land on somebody, it's on you.
Mm-hmm.
Some idiot walking through the base of Niagara Falls. It's my fault when I land on him with a barrel? Give me a fucking break.
Oh my God.
Society of crybabies, Bunch of welfare cheats. Just trying to make money off getting hit by barrels.
Darling.
Yes.
I'm so glad we're here to do our wedding registry here at Barrels Are Us.
Oh yes, yes. I love all the stuff here. It really is beautiful.
Hello, yes. May I be of service? May I help you? Are you interested in a barrel today? Lovely young couple. Handsome
you.
young couple.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, Linda and I are we're registering for our wedding,
Mhm.
Congratulations.
and
Congratulations.
we are big Barrel fans. We're just hoping that
Yes.
our wealthy Aunt Linda can get us a really nice cedar barrel for our living room.
Oh,
Mhm.
yes. That would be very nice. Well, we do very many wedding registries here at Barrels R Us, and so I'd be happy to help you with that.
Oh, thank you.
Do
Now,
we get one of the guns we get to point and
Yeah,
To like put rivets in the barrels, you mean, or what are you saying?
yeah,
to
yes,
scan it.
Oh, to scan the different barrels?
With-
Oh, yes. I thought you meant you wanted to help assemble them. Like you wanted to go in the back where we rivet the barrels shut, because we'll let you do that too.
Could we?
Of course.
Really?
Oh.
Yes. It's courtesy we offer to our customers and who are barrel enthusiasts to see how they get made.
Well, Linda and I are. I think it's fair to say we are barrel
Give it a
enthusiasts.
shot right now. Look here, I'll hand you this rivet gun right here, and right next to us here is an unfinished barrel. And even
Aw.
just hold the copper strip along the side vertically, and then just shoot some rivets in there.
I'll hold the.
Oh no, you go first, honey.
No. I said I won't hold the copper. You rivet it.
Yes, it's
Really?
lovely to see a married couple working together.
Yes.
Oh,
We just have. I mean, we first met over a barrel, so this is so exciting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
How do you mean? How did that happen?
It was a wonderful evening.
Mm.
With wine and drinks and like a nice little wine barrel in between us. It was so romantic.
Oh, it sounds lovely.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember. Yes, and we remember we had the little mini barrel glasses. We toasted.
Oh yeah.
We said this
Yeah.
is our first
Yeah.
date.
Barrels are quite versatile. We're very proud to represent them here.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, rivet this copper strip in there. Go ahead, fire the gun, sir.
All right.
It's good. Yeah, do another one. There you go. Very
This is
good.
not romantic at all.
One
Your
more.
face that you're making.
All right. Well, and it's not romantic. Making barrels is tough
No.
work. It's salt of the earth work. It's primal
I'm seeing a different side of him. He's
Mm-hmm.
crying. Why are you crying?
because of the power that you feel when you're assembling. He's feeling all of humankind within his grasp.
I feel like a more powerful man.
Oh my God.
Like I've changed.
Yep. you
Babe,
have. You
what
have.
what is wrong?
Yeah.
Linda,
You're
Yeah.
we must change everything.
mm-hmm. Yep.
I know we plan to settle down in the country,
Yeah.
but I'm feeling a call
Okay.
to build our own barrels. It's a dream I've repressed for so long, but now that I've actually got my hands on it,
No.
I feel it must happen.
Yeah.
No, you're a doctor. You gotta save
His doctor
those
days
kids.
are behind him, Linda. He'll never be a doctor anymore.
No, all these lives you need.
I've
saving.
already cut off 4 fingers, Linda. My
Oh.
doctoring
Oh.
days are over.
And that is your fault because of a court case says that any injury that happens to a barrel is the fault of the person who has it happen to them. We do not have to disprove anything. Ma'am, would you like to try riveting one of these copper strips in?
No.
Linda.
I like who I am, okay?
Linda,
Do you?
you must find who you truly are.
What do you like about yourself so much?
I like that I'm a kind, caring teacher, and I
Who
like
cares?
teaching.
Who cares?
What?
Useless profession and undesirable qualities. This is a world of power, and you get what you want. You get what you get in this life is according to how much power you have.
Okay.
We cut to
Kindness
the
doesn't enter
classroom.
into it.
We cut to the classroom where Linda's the teacher.
Okay. Now, do you have a question?
Yes, excuse me, Miss Misson. I'm not sure I understand what you mean when you said that this is the world of power and what you get is the things that you take from others. What did you mean by that?
Oh, I mean that when you get the power in your hands, that is what will send you to high heaven. Nothing is worth anything if you don't have power.
But I have a question.
Yeah.
My daddy is in charge of a charity,
Mm-hmm.
and he oversees giving out food to the hungry,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what he does for a living.
Mm-hmm.
He says that what's important in this life is kindness and compassion.
Oh, wow. Your dad is lying to you.
What?
Your dad has never, ever built a barrel in his life. I can tell you that right now without even knowing him.
Well,
He doesn't know the full force of what power is.
Well, I guess that's true. He says that the meek shall inherit the earth, and that it's good to be meek.
That meek is on the bottom of the food chain.
Oh my gosh.
The people who make barrels up here, okay?
Yeah.
Like I believed like your dad, but then I got a riveter in my hand and
Mhm.
I was changed.
You look different than you did last week.
I know. There's something in my eyes now because I can see the world now. I can sense the world now. And I still have to teach you guys, but
What do you mean you
soon
have to? What do you mean you have to?
I got a contract with this goddamn teach this goddamn school I have to teach. I know.
We cut
I
to
know.
Linda negotiating her contract with the superintendent. Linda, look,
Yeah.
you're being unreasonable. We're willing to renew your contract at the old terms, the same salary and the same percentage increase every year.
Nope. I want it all. I
What do you
want
mean
it
you want
all.
it all?
I want it. I want the school to be renamed after me.
That's crazy.
I want. It's not crazy. Have you held a rivet? Have you held a rivet?
No, I've not held a rivet.
Well, then you don't know the power of holding a rivet, making a barrel. My eyes are open.
You're a 5th grade teacher.
Yeah.
This school goes up to 7th grade. You're not even in the top. We're not going to name the school after you.
We flash forward 5 years. We see Linda Smithson Riveting University and a statue of a man holding a rivet in one hand and with 4 fingers in the other. And we flash
What do
back.
we want? Power. Everybody wants power. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give the students power.
Now,
Money.
I don't like this. I don't like this. So, look, this is 5 years since we first started negotiations. We renamed this elementary school to be a university, as you insisted.
Exactly.
We put a statue of your husband out front and of you. That's already so much more than you deserve.
First of all, I want power.
I'm a superintendent of a school district. I don't have a lot of power that I could give you, even if I wanted to.
I believe you can tell us when we can come and can't come during a snowstorm. I don't have that power yet. I would like that power, please.
You don't want that power. You don't have the information necessary to make the right decision. You don't know on a given day if it's, I talk to the weathermen and I talk to the trucks who are putting salt on the roads when I make that decision. You're not in a position. Why do you care?
I don't care, but I want power. But that job is that's the one part that I do not have. And I want it. I could care less if kids skid off and on. I don't care.
You could care less?
I could care less. I want that power.
Okay. Fine.
Thank you. Okay.
You're in charge of granting snow days or not.
Okay, that's great. God. Then I am happy. Do you want me to close the door or leave the door open?
Leave the door open, please.
Okay.
Leave the door open. Thank you.
Bye.
See you next year.
Bye-bye. Thanks for the power.
Bye-bye. You're welcome. God damn it. My job's terrible. Such a piece of shit.
We flash forward 6 months. Linda Smithson University is covered in snow, and 9-year-olds are shoveling in front of the building.
In you go.
Why do we have to do this?
In you. Keep it up. Keep it up. And don't forget, my car is next. You have to dig out my car.
My arms are sore.
I'm hungry.
I haven't eaten in 3 days.
Don't care.
Please let me have more group.
Suddenly a Chevy, a nice, unremarkable Chevy drives up, and out of it, a modestly dressed man steps out and starts talking to Linda. Excuse me, are you Linda Smithson?
Yes, I am.
Linda Smithson, I have been reading of your exploits and your descent into corruption for some time now. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Walter Sachs. I own a company of sack makers in this town.
Oh, sacks.
Sacks, an alternate to barrels. Instead of putting stuff in barrels, you could often use a sack for the same purpose. And I would tell you that the handling of sacks encourages a more generous nature in its users.
So you want me to give up my power for Sax?
I want you to be enlightened into a more gracious and generous way of living. By
I'm open for debate. Let's have a debate versus barrels versus Sax at the community center Tuesday.
fine.
Okay, I'm
I'll
open
be
for
there.
debate.
I never turned down a debate about sex.
Yeah, I'll debate the hell out of it.
We cut to the community center on Tuesday. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever debate between, I'm sorry, I don't remember your name, sir.
Walter Sachs.
Walter Sachs and our town founder and CEO, president of Linda Smithson University, the person we all count on, the one, the only Linda Smithson.
Thank you. Everyone, you can sit down. You can sit down, everyone. That's so sweet.
Well,
So
we'll
sweet.
start with our first question. This will go to Mr. Sachs. Mr. Sachs, please list all of the ways in which barrels are superior to sacks. Begin.
I will not. I will list the ways in which sacks are superior to barrels.
Romp, I award you no points.
He's not answering the question.
Well, I don't believe they are superior. So there's in 0 ways are they superior to sacks. There's nothing a barrel can do that a sack can't do more generously.
Thank you for your answer. You've been awarded no points. Miss Smithson,
Yes.
what is your name?
Linda Smithson.
100 points.
Thank
Wait
you.
a minute. This is a rigged operation here. This isn't fair.
What?
Mr.
Are you,
Sachs, next
Yes.
are you
question.
saying this? Sorry, I don't think there's nothing rigged about the barrel company hosting this debate.
Now, don't try to manipulate the referees. Now, just stand at your podium and look pretty, all right?
All right.
Now, Mr. Sachs,
Yes.
please tell us all of the most wonderful accomplishments of Linda Smithson over the last 5 years. Begin.
None. She's descended into corruption. She's gotten her positions through bullying and coercion. She's not worthy. She has no skills or merit for the responsibilities that she executes. She's a despicable person and is the exact kind of person who the barrel industry ought to stop.
Wrong. Negative 100 points.
This is crazy.
Wow.
That's my honest answer.
Miss Smithson,
Yes.
which are better, cats or dogs?
Cats?
Excellent. I award you 150 points.
That is completely
you.
subjective, and a lot of
Thank
people would
you.
disagree with that for sure.
Well, then they
Many
would be
people.
stupid. What? Cats versus dogs?
Yes,
Dogs
cats
take
versus
care of
dogs. Completely subjective.
Oh, no. Mr. Smithson, please don't interrupt. Mr. Sachs, please do not interrupt.
I did not know this debate was going to be
mayor.
sponsored by a barrel company. I thought we were going to a neutral site, the community center, a beloved place in this town.
It is beloved.
Well, this is the Smithson Barrel Community Center,
God damn.
founded
Yeah.
by the Smithson Barrel Company.
Someone's got to pay for those cinnamon rolls and the coffee, and it just happens to be a barrel company.
Next
I've
question.
had enough.
Next
I've had
question.
enough. All right, go ahead. I'll take one more.
Mr. Sachs, would you prefer to be run out of town on a rail, hung, or trapped in a barrel for 10 years?
Hung. I don't want to be any of those. I reject any of those. Hung is the second one. No, I don't want. I have not committed a crime of any kind. So you are not allowed to. The barrel company does not have jurisdiction to exert capital punishment. That would be murder if you hung me. And it would be kidnapping if you kept me in a barrel. And you can't run me out of town on a rail or otherwise. I am a homeowner in good standing in my house made of fabric.
Well, you did one thing. You stepped into this town, and this town is owned by Barrel.
We cut
You
to
will all rue the day when you rejected Sachs. You will rue the day. You will rue it.
Hmm.
You're going to rue the crap out of it.
we cut to the courthouse, and Mr. Sachs is in front of a gallows, and he's continuing his oration.
Yes, you will rue the day you turned your back on Sachs, a more gentle
forever.
and peaceful form of containment.
Boo.
Why are you all so passionately
Barrels
against?
forever. Barrels forever.
It's just what you're used to. You're investing your egos and emotions in something just because that's what you've always done. if I could just have a chance to show you the advantage of a sack, I'm sure you would be won over.
A murmur rustles through the crowd. Murmur, murmur,
What?
murmur, murmur,
Oh, maybe
murmur,
we're wrong.
murmur,
Maybe we're wrong.
murmur.
So yeah, what's going on?
I have a question.
Yeah, I'll take questions as I'm walking here to the gallows. I'll take a few questions. You, sir?
Since you've been given an opportunity to speak before your execution, I just wanted to know, if you don't mind, in what way is a sack make us better?
Thank you for asking. The primary way that a sack is superior to a barrel is that it is flexible. A barrel is rigid. Once you assemble it, it can no longer change its shape. It can hold whatever it holds on the first day of its creation. But a sack has a lot of give. You look here at the sack that I have on me. I could put just a couple of muffins in it. Does fine, but it's a large sack. So I could actually put several huge full pigs also. And it holds them quite well. The sack is giving. It is compromising, pliable. It works with you. And thus those who handle the sacks also become pliable and generous and compromising and more, dare I say, human.
Another murmur rustles through the crowd. Murmur, murmur, murmur.
Murmur.
Murmur, murmur, murmur. Murmur.
I got that. You know what? This sack guy is right. Because you know who carries sacks around? Santa. And we all believe in Santa, right?
Louder murmur goes through the crowd. This town
Murmur,
fucking loves Santa.
We
Murmur,
love
murmur,
Santa.
murmur.
He's the best.
Santa,
We can't hurt this guy. The sacks are the future.
Yep, these are Santa's way of bringing stuff around. He doesn't have a barrel. He's never used a barrel.
A light snow begins to fall.
I leave.
Ho, ho, ho! Ho, ho, ho!
Santa.
I heard that this town is ready to welcome sacks finally. It's been 5 years since I've been to Smithsonsville.
Yeah,
Because of
no
your
Christmas
obsession with
gifts for
barrels.
5 years.
We want Christmas, please.
Ho,
Please.
ho, ho! Oh, is that little Sally? Have you been a good girl for the last 5 years?
Awfully good. I've been dying for a toy.
Here you go. Here's a sack full of dolls,
Thank
which are
you.
also made of sacks. Ho, ho, ho! Ho, ho, ho!
This is awesome.
So
You know what? I
this
see
really
the
couldn't have gone
light.
better for me, I want to say right
Yeah.
now. This is going great.
My daughter is happy for the first time. Wow. You know what? I've seen the light. Linda, I'm changing my ways. I really am. I want to make my daughter happy. So go ahead, Mr. Sachs. You're welcome. Don't hurt him. Don't kill him.
Wait,
Don't
you
do
have
any of
the
that.
authority to just stay my execution? You?
Yeah, I have
Linda
power.
Okay, all right, great. I guess I'm glad right now.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Sackmas! To all a good Sackmas and to all a good night. Ho, ho, ho! My work here is done.
Bye, Santa Claus.
Ah,
Seems like a nice guy.
yeah.
So you're letting me go.
You're gone. I feel so much joy and lightness for the first time. Maybe power isn't all that's meant to be, you know?
No,
We
it's
cut
a
back to
horrible
the,
thing.
we cut back to the 5th grade classroom 5 years earlier.
Yes, go ahead.
Miss Smithson,
Mhm.
is it possible that maybe power isn't all that it's meant to be? That barrels
Well-
aren't as good as other things?
Well, you're making me think. You're making me think, young man. No, it can't be. Then everything I've done would be wrong. No, sir. Go to the principal's office. You're trying to put lies in my head.
Cut to the
Go.
principal's office. I don't understand, kid. Why did Miss Smithson send you here?
I asked a question about whether maybe power isn't all it's cracked up to be.
All right, that's it. Straight to the superintendent with you. Sorry,
Oh,
that's not allowed in the school. You're not allowed to
Oh.
question power. You're in real trouble now. Go to see the superintendent.
All right.
And cut to the superintendent's office, who I will also play. What is it, kid?
Um,
I'm in a nightmare. All my teachers are negotiating me through the roof. They've all made barrels and they have too much confidence for me to resist.
well, I was just wondering if maybe kindness and flexibility might be good life qualities.
Quiet. Wait, you crazy?
Whatever
You get killed if you talk like that. You'll get murdered. People will hang you. They hang kind people in this town.
We cut to the barrows where that kid is headed. Boo! Boo!
Hang that kid.
Hang him!
Hang that
him.
kid.
Hang that kid!
Speaking for kindness.
Hang that kid!
Do
Boo!
I get to make a speech?
Sure.
Go ahead.
I know I asked a question about kindness and flexibility, but I just want to know. I mean, I'm not really. I have to say, I'm not really firm about the idea of being flexible. So, if you want me to be harsh and unaccommodating, I'm willing to do that.
What are you saying?
I'm willing to change from being, in favor of kindness and flexibility, and I'd be open to cruelty and harshness.
Do something cruel right now to prove it.
Yeah. Here's a barrel. You're on the second floor of the thing. Go throw it out of the window. Go ahead. Take this barrel. Just throw.
You want me to go to Boadle's barrel shop?
Yep. Go ahead.
Show
Well,
your
first-
cruelty.
Well,
Show your cruelty.
I can't do it. I simply can't do it.
All right, hang him. Hang him. He gave him a
Hang
shot.
him,
We gave him a
hang him.
shot.
Hang him.
String him up. And he dies.
Oh, man. Did you see that hanging? That was crazy.
Yeah, I was
mean,
there. I was there.
Yeah, that's insane. I was a kid.
That went too far.
But did you see what he was wearing though? He was asking for it.
He was asking for it, yeah, but I still felt bad when I saw him swing side to side.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was dressed like a guy who wanted to be hung.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like, I'm
Well,
sorry.
his
that
whole
was
family are people who should want to be hung. That's the way
Oh
they
my
act.
God. Yeah. Like his mom's always out there with her boobs out and
Yeah.
those mini skirts,
Dad's always out there patting his neck,
Yeah.
showing how
With, like-
open it is.
I know.
They're asking to be hung.
They
But
are asking.
I did feel weird. I mean,
Yeah.
I was really getting into chanting for that kid to be hung, and some part of my brain was like, maybe this is wrong.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, do you want to order something?
Yeah. I'll see. I'm gonna get tofu pad thai.
You look like someone who ordered tofu. You're dressed like a tofu guy.
Huh?
You're dressed like a tofu guy.
I
You
am?
know? Yeah. Like, what is that? All like Urban Outfitters?
Yeah. It's 100% Urban Outfitters. That's where I shop.
Yeah. Ah, that's great. It's getting to know you,
I guess I am. I guess I'm a tofu guy.
Yeah.
What are you gonna
I
have?
think steak. Rare.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're wearing a barrel.
Yeah. I go
look like a
I go for
steak
the
person.
power. Yeah.
Hmm.
You couldn't really see that on my profile, but
No, I just saw your head. I didn't see like what you were wearing, and
yeah, because like I'm sorry, I didn't want to give up all the clues, about me.
that's another way of holding power.
Yeah, exactly. You're good. Okay. Where
I'm
is
gonna
our
get a-
waiter?
I'm gonna get a diet RC.
Diet RC.
So one tofu pad thai and one steak
Yeah.
for the
And whiskey.
steak and whiskey. Yes, coming right up.
And could I have my diet RC watered down, please?
You know what? Fuck you.
What?
Oh. I didn't
You're with
expect
a
this
woman
from-
wearing a barrel drinking whiskey and you're going to ask for a diet RC? Get the fuck out of my restaurant. Get out of here.
All right, I'm leaving.
I can't stand anything about you.
I'm leaving.
Sorry. I didn't know. His profile didn't show any of this.
Well, what do you say we go to Barrels R Us?
Hmm.
Maybe
Yeah.
pick out some barrels.
Okay. Wow. This is great. Oh, look, there's a barrel between us and some wine. Do you want some wine?
Absolutely. I'm going to drink it out of this barrel.
So good.
To rigidity.
Ooh, to what?
Rigidity.
Virginity? I think
Harshness.
to virginity. Yeah, virginity, all of that.
Harshness.
I don't
Cruelty.
give it out. Yeah, all the entities. Did you see that kid getting hung?
Oh, yeah. That was confusing,
A little bit
But also-
confusing.
but also kind of gratifying and mystifying at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, ever since he's got hung, I basically base my relationships on what people think about it. You know, my dentist, when I went and asked him, he started crying, and guess what? He's no longer my dentist. You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll tell you honestly, I don't really care about that at all.
Oh,
Or I don't care about you either.
Wow. Okay. Well, I don't know if I'll come back to this place.
Yeah. So we should probably get married because I have like absolutely no feelings for you.
Oh, I have no feelings for you.
Perfect.
That's a yes for me.
Sounds great.
I hope you like cats, because I love cats.
I hate cats.
You're a dog person?
We're perfect for each other.
Excuse me, waiter. As your manager, I just want to say, what are you doing to the customer here? I hear
He's
you
harassing me.
Fuck you. Get
getting a
out of here.
romantic You can't throw out two customers. I've seen you throw all these customers out of here.
I don't need this job. I don't need you.
What?
I don't need
hired you.
anything.
What? This is crazy.
Get out of my restaurant. This is my restaurant now.
I'm the manager. Me, get
I'm
out.
taking it by force from
leaving.
you.
I'm leaving.
He's there in silence all alone.
Sure are a lot of barrels around here. It feels good. It feels good. The moral of the story is
Barrels
barrels
equal power.
crackle barrels. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Barrels equal power.
I learned a lot.
Yeah, I learned about how big barrels started.
Yep.
It's true.
I wish to be corrupted like that someday.
I have always my last name is Eller, and I've always wanted to be like Cruella de Vil, and I would always like play Cruel Eller because I always wanted to be that. I want people to stand up, you know, kind of like that scene in Devil Wears Prada where they're all scared of her, so they because she's I want that. I pretend with my cats that they do that because they scatter. I'm like, yeah, you're afraid of me.
Well, your cat's named Jafar, so you know that you definitely
He's
have
evil.
Yeah, he's
He's very evil.
That's why I don't understand the thing with cats. I like dogs because I have enough people in my life that kind of treat me like, why are you coming around here? You know, dogs are like, hey.
Well, my name's not Dogfee, so it's Cathy. So I had no choice.
Yeah.
Oh, I am sure that you have never made that joke before.
No.
Not once. Well, the last part of my my podcast is the part where we actually get real, get honest. I'm going to start with you, Will. What's a moment in your life in which you felt really proud? Maybe the proudest moment, but if you can't think of the proudest moment, it might be the top 5, one of the top 5.
Okay, I'll give you a proud moment at least. I don't know if I can give a proudest. I don't have enough self-esteem to have that information readily available to my memories. But I can come up with a proud moment. I guess it was being hired as a teacher at UCB. I was pretty proud of that when that happened. Yeah.
That's good.
Very proud of that.
When was that?
It's a long time ago. It was 2005.
So
Was that New York first, or?
It was in New York, yeah.
How did that, like, how did it go about? Like, take us
I was coaching. So I was a performer at the UCB and I had been a student and felt like a pretty, not a very prominent performer, is what I felt like, at least. Quiet, self-assuming person. But then somebody asked me to coach their group. And that's a thing that happens in improv communities. Like you'll have a rehearsal and you'll pick someone to kind of be the coach, which means they pick the exercises and give notes. And that way a group doesn't have to give notes to their own members. You always pull in an outside party. So there's lots of opportunities to be a coach. So I started getting asked to coach these groups. And then one of the house teams at the theater asked me to coach. And they liked it. So they asked me to do it again. And I started doing that for like 2 months, which was sort of like a prestigious gig within this society to sort of be like, oh, wow, you're coaching one of the official teams. And, and I was just doing exercises that I had enjoyed in classes and stuff like that. And then one of the members went to the guy who ran the school and was like, you should hire this Will Hines guy. He's really good.
That's awesome.
And that person had been my former teacher, and they made me a sub basically at first, so I could just sub for classes when they were available. And it kind of vaulted me up in the society a little bit. It's like, Will Hines is teaching? How'd that happen? That like unassuming, quiet, low energy dude is teaching stuff now. He's like funny sometimes. How the fuck did that happen?
My favorite note that you ever given me, Will, is like from the first, because I took 2 of your class, 2 or 3, but the first time we were helping someone that was her character was reading, and you were like, well, what's a suggestion that she could be reading? And I raised my hand. I'm like, fan fiction. And you went, Twilight fan fiction, made it better. Boom.
I said, made it better.
You made it better.
How obnoxious.
It was hilarious. Everyone was laughing. That was like the funniest.
I made it
Hey,
better.
you guys remember when you could do stuff in person?
Yeah.
Like go to class.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was so much fun.
That was fun.
You like talk to people, go places.
Yeah.
Maybe someday we'll get to do that again.
Vaccines.
But I wouldn't be doing as much podcasting if we could be in person.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah.
Are you bringing back any of your podcasts, Will?
I'm just doing I Will Write Your Book right now. That's the main one I'm doing right now.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Is that an improv podcast?
It's improvised, yeah. I play as someone who writes books for people, and then my comedian friends are like characters who want books written.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you always the same character, or is it different characters?
I'm always the same.
Okay.
I'm Will Hines, the ghost author. But it's different other people every episode.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Well, Cathy, I'm going to ask this question, but I think I know the answer. Is there a place that means something special to you?
Yes. I love Disneyland. I do. I'm one of those Disneyland people. And it's just something like about that place. And like, I want to be a Disney character so bad. And just like walking in there. And even when I was a cast member, I got to see all these cool stuff. But it's just something that I can be me in a the weird nerdy me. And I can just be like calm and not self-conscious about myself or anything when I walk through there. It's true.
Sort of liberation.
What aspects of yourself are you able to kind of let fly or whatever?
Like,
what are you allowed to be in Disneyland that you don't feel you can be as easily outside of Disneyland?
A princess. I feel like I can just be a princess, my imagination, and just I actually interact with people more at Disneyland than I do in real life. I don't know. It's just like, because I feel like I want to be open and talking to people and stuff like that. But in real life, I don't know. It's something just gets me like, they will hate you. And I guess because it's the happiest place on earth, like you can just be yourself. You can just be happy and you don't have to think about anything.
I had a question. The word princess is kind of an interesting word. And I was wondering what it meant to you when you used it.
It meant like someone's people like.
Just likable?
Yeah, likable. Yeah.
Just an interesting.
That's deep.
No, it's an interesting construct, the princess construct, and it just,
Yeah.
I have a son and I have a daughter, so I don't,
Yeah. Some
know how I
people,
feel about
yeah.
that.
I know. I take it as a good thing.
I think of princess as being like the chosen one, like you're the
Oh yeah.
anointed one.
Mhm.
I do think that too. Like because they let you, like they don't let you as an adult wear a costume. They only let you wear a costume for Mickey's Halloween thing. And I went
Okay.
there last year. So I actually dressed up as a princess. And this little girl came up to me and she was dressed up as Elsa and I was dressed up as Jasmine. And she just looked at me and I was like, that's the feeling I want. She was just like, you're awesome.
I think too that maybe what's so powerful is that Disney taps into mythology,
Yeah.
and that the princesses have sort of become archetypal characters, sort of representing different archetypes.
Yeah.
And so, like, are you a Jasmine? Are you an Elsa? Like, and so it's interesting. My niece is really into the Disney princesses and kind of.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. All right. My next question is for Will. What is the most important lesson, or one of the most important lessons, could be one of the top 5 that you've learned in life?
They're hard.
I would say that being nice to other people is more important than them being impressed with you. Like if you have to be nice to a degree that leaves them not impressed, then it's better to go that way. Like, because I say that because I come from a context of being an actor and a comedian. You're sort of a lot of times trying to show off, sort of, and like, and especially in the world of employment, you're like auditioning, which is sort of like, you're trying to strut your stuff. And then there's a lot of informal meetings with people socially where you think maybe down the line they could like maybe help you, and you're in a way informally performing and auditioning in those situations. And then even taking career out of it, if you identify as a funny person and you hang out with other people that are funny, everyone's joking and there's sort of a little bit low key trying to like top each other with better jokes, meant in a friendly way. But it's pretty easy to get sucked into a mindset of competition and validation in which you winning takes precedence over worrying about hurting somebody's feelings or tending to them. And I would say it's better to always err on the side of just being nice, and it's okay if you don't win the conversation or the informal networking opportunity or even the audition.
Yeah.
It's always just better to like be nice. That's our lesson.
I like that.
So the character,
But you lose like status sometimes. Like you get overlooked or you either get overlooked or you feel like you're being overlooked at least. So, but I'm just sort of like, well, if I'm meant to have something, it'll happen somehow.
Yeah.
I don't have to fight for it. And if I don't get it, it's actually okay. I'm thinking like acting achievements wise.
It's sort of
Sure.
valuing character and connection over dominance.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the moral.
Yeah, I'm a sax guy, not a barrel guy.
Yeah, nobody likes the barrel people. This is to both of you, and I'm going to ask Cathy first. What are you most grateful for?
I'm grateful for my family. I have close family: Molly, Aaron, Ronan, Matt, Molly. I said Molly twice. Matt and Ryan and Marianne. They are always there checking up on me, text messaging me. So I'm very grateful for that. I'm grateful for my 2 cats. Grateful for Pasadena. I love Pasadena. And I'm grateful that I found comedy, and I'm grateful for my comedy friends.
I'm sorry, your answer was incorrect.
Oh,
Too bad. Too bad.
I'm just kidding. That was good. That was a good answer.
it's true.
I was going to joke that you're only grateful for friends with the first letter M in their name. But, that's cool. Will, what would you say you're most grateful for?
I'll say my brothers. I have 2 brothers that I'm very good friends with. and not everybody is close friends with their siblings, and some people are, but I'm one of them. And I talk to them a lot, and I see them a lot virtually.
Yeah.
And kind of keeps me feeling rooted and connected to earlier phases in my life in a way that I like.
Yeah, that's nice.
And they both ended up doing improv also, which we were already. I'm the oldest; they're both younger, and it's kind of a nice niche shared experience to have with them, which is kind of a bonus. We were already friends, but that helps us communicate and stuff.
Aw.
That's
What about
cool.
you, Billy?
I don't answer questions. I only answer.
Oh, okay.
I only ask questions. I don't answer them. No, I'm just kidding. Ask me a question. What question do you want me to answer?
What are you grateful for?
Oh, easy. My wife and my son. The two
Oh,
of them. That's every single day. I think about how grateful I am because I am with my best friends in the whole world in a pandemic. And it's good that we like each other and we love each other, because it's just like we're in some ways, we're this whole period has made us closer because we're together so much. And it's some of the walls and the barriers and things like we're stuck together, so we got to work through it. Kind of like like a movie or a play, something where they're stuck in a situation and they break. It's sort of what so but I'm kind of morbid. I read the obituaries all the time, and the reason I read obituaries all the time is because people kind of always write the same thing, that they're remembered by the people they were closest with. And, then there's a bunch of stuff about what their work was. The rich people have like really long obituaries that say like all the things they did, but every single person, it's like they're remembered by so-and-so. And so that keeps me really grounded. Like, who is going to show up at my funeral? It got dark. I didn't mean to get dark. I apologize.
Thank you for apologizing. You fucked up.
Wrong answer. Wrong answers only. So shameless self-promotion. Will, what's coming soon from you?
You promoted everything from me at the beginning, but I will
coming
highlight. I will write your book, which is a podcast I'm doing, like I just described, where comedian friends of mine play characters who want books written, and I pretend to be someone who can write books for them, and we improvise a conversation. So that's what I'll promote.
Okay, and where can people find you on the internet?
I am on Twitter, WILLHINES, although I only tweet lies, but you can enjoy those if you want. Yeah, that's the best place. I also, and my Instagram is Willie B. Hines, WILLIEBHINES, and I plug comedy projects there and stuff.
Awesome. Cathy, what is coming soon for you?
The guide for clueless rich people will come out in January, so I'm excited for that. And then you can follow me at my other podcast at squirrel_convo. For me, that's the end.
Thank you both. You are awesome guests.
This was so much fun. This was crazy fun, Will. Thank you. And
thank you so much, Will. There's a real
me.
honor to get to improvise with you and to have you on the show. I appreciate your time. And Cathy, thank you for getting Will's attention. I think direct message him on Instagram.
Yeah. Now you're going to tell people to direct message them.
No, because you're a student, and I appreciate you both. And this is really a joy and a highlight of my day. And now I read the credits. Laying Down the Law is a product of Beyond. See how I do the announcer voice? I launch into it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Totally inauthentic, right? Laying Down the Law is a product of Beyond Unreasonable Doubt, produced by Jeffrey Feitner and Verboten Productions. Our music is Galactic Damages by Jingle Pump. Our cover art is courtesy of the Mighty Q. I want to thank all of our listeners, and if you are enjoying the show, please tell a friend, subscribe, write a review, leave us a rating. Only 5 stars, please. It really helps us reach people. And if you don't like the show, why are you still listening to it? For God's sake. But please feel free to tweet at me at MaxHeadroom-esque with any questions, comments, or suggestions. I'm your host, Billy DeClercq, a.k.a. Max Headroom Esquire. And I just want to say, are you there, God? Because it's me, Billy.